Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council to order for December 18th, 2014 at 8 p.m. On roll call, council members Coletti. Here. Dombrowski. Here. Martino. Here. Pettigano. Here. Lonsino. Here. Catamagna. Here. Mayor Mola.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Will everyone please stand for our prayer and flag salute? Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless this meeting which we trust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and plant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always please you and bring peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Whereas Chapter 231, the Public Law of the State of New Jersey requires the commencement of every meeting a statement by the presiding officer, now therefore be advised, meeting requirements of this meeting have been met by posting an annual notice in the Record of Hackensack and the Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2014. And ladies and gentlemen, for your information, we are videoing this meeting. It's on Channel 77, Tuesday at 12 noon, Thursday at 4 p.m., and Friday at 10 a.m. And of course, you can always see this on our website. Thank you.
Mayor, at this time, we have the approval of minutes for November 13th, 2014 work session, the December 4th, 2014 regular meeting, the December 4th, 2014 executive session, and the December 11th, 2014 executive session.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Coletti, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Catamagna. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed, so ordered.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening, we have one promotion within the Elmwood Park Police Department and 3 appointments of new police officers to join the ranks of the Elmwood Park Police Department. At this time, I would ask everyone present to stand to be for the escort by the Elmwood Park Police Department Honor Guard of Sergeant Joseph Barone, Police Officer Alicio Madrano, Police Officer Daniel Martinez, and Police Officer Charles Keenan. Please be seated. And at this time, I'll turn the program over to the Chief of our department, Chief Michael Foligno.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to thank everyone for coming, and I would especially like to thank our Mayor and Council for their continued support of the Police Department and our mission. Several years ago, our staffing levels were significantly reduced by a large group of officers all retiring at the same time. Many of those officers held supervisory positions within the department. So not only was our overall number of officers down, but our number of supervisors has also been greatly reduced. The support of the Mayor and Council has been instrumental in beginning to bring our staffing and supervision levels back towards an adequate amount, which enables us to optimally serve and protect the community and continue to pursue our mission. So I'd like to thank the Mayor and Council for their support. We've had a great working relationship, and I'd like to continue that. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I'd also like to point out the outstanding working relationship that has developed between the Borough Administrator, Keith Kazmark, and I. We have developed an excellent working rapport. Keith is a true professional, and he's excellent at the job that he does. And thank you, Keith, for your support.
Thank you, Chief.
This is a special night for our department. One of our fine officers is being promoted to the rank of sergeant, and the promotion is well deserved. Additionally, we are hiring 3 new officers to help offset some of those that were lost to retirement. In addition to the promotion and hirings, one of our officers will be receiving the Meritorious Service Award, and I'll get into that now. On December 5th at approximately 12:23 a.m., the Elmwood Park Police Department received a 911 call which reported a male attempting to break the front door glass of a convenience store on Market Street at the Hammond. Lieutenant Mark Diamore and Officer Michael Mulligan arrived on the scene and observed the suspect at the front door. Upon observing the responding units, the suspect began to flee down an alley between the buildings. Officer Mulligan was able to exit his vehicle and pursued the suspect on foot. The officer repeatedly ordered the suspect to stop and show his hands. The suspect turned and began pulling a claw hammer from his waistband. Officer Mulligan knocked the hammer to the ground from the suspect's hand, and he was quickly subdued and handcuffed. Officer Mulligan displayed great instincts and judgment during this confrontation. It is often during these split-second decisions that an officer is later scrutinized by people who are examining his actions with 20/20 hindsight. We, as your police department, strive day in and day out to be tough on crime and keep our community safe while balancing your rights and liberties. Our promise and mission is to treat everyone with respect and dignity at all times, regardless of the situation, while continuing to keep our community safe. Officer Mulligan lived that example on December 5th, and it's very easy for us to say how we will act or react, but it's another thing to actually do it. Mike, you actually did it, and we're all very proud to serve alongside you. You represent us very well. Please come up and receive your award. Before we move on to the promotion and the hirings, I would like to recognize one of our officers who is retiring after proudly serving this community for the past 25 years. It was 25 years ago that Sergeant John Harris and I attended the Bergen County Police Academy along with Officer Deborah Kenny. That experience formed a bond and a closeness between the three of us that will always be special to me. Officer Kenny is retiring at the end of this month. Deb, you have been an asset to this department and this community for your entire career. I'm proud to have served with you, and I'm grateful for our friendship. You will always remain part of our family. Please come up. Speechless for once.
Chief, can you just face the camera with her, please? Sure. Thank you.
Now I'd like to turn the events over to Mayor Mola for the swearing in of Sergeant Joseph Barone.
Through you, Mayor, we'll move on to Resolution R407-14, promotion to temporary police sergeant Joseph Barone. And before I read the resolution into the record, I just want to make note that temporary Sergeant Barone will no longer be temporary after one of our existing sergeants who is ready to go on to terminal leave confirms his retirement, and then the sergeant's position will lose the temporary title and Sergeant Barone will become permanent. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as temporary police sergeant in the Police Department in the Borough of Elmwood Park, effective December 18th, 2014, as follows. Joseph Barone of Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the New Jersey Civil Service Commission rules and regulations, and be it further resolved that the salary increase from police patrolman to police sergeant shall be deferred until December 18th, 2015, as per agreement between the officials of the Elmwood Park PBA, local number 185, and the Borough of Elmwood Park. Mayor will need a motion.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Martino, second. Mr. Martino, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Pettigano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania?
Yes.
At this time, I would ask Sergeant Barone to come forward along with his family and to have Mayor Mola come down to perform the swearing in.
Those days were over. What about the chair?
I repeat your name.
I, Joseph Barone,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and bear true faith and
to the
allegiance
same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
justly perform
justly perform
the duties of police sergeant
the duties of police sergeant
in the borough of Elmwood Park.
in the borough of Elmwood Park.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Sarge. Sarge. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, Sarge. Thank you. Thank you. Mark.
Thank you for the money.
Mayor, at this time, we'll move on to Resolution 408-14, appointment of Police Officer Alicio Medrano. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as a police officer in the Police Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Alicio Medrano of Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the interlocal government transfer process as promulgated by the New Jersey Civil Service Commission. And be it further resolved that remuneration is set at a rate of $42,665 effective December 18th, 2014. Mayor will need a motion.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Vancino, second.
Second.
Mr. Dombrowski, discussion. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania?
Yes.
At this time, I'd ask Police Officer Medrano to come forward with his family.
I repeat your name.
I, Alicio Medrano,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of people.
under the authority of people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
the office of police officer
the office of police
in
officer
the borough of Elmwood Park.
in the borough of Elmwood Park.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Next, we have Resolution 409-14, appoint police officer Daniel Martinez. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as a police officer in the Police Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Daniel Martinez of Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the intergovernmental transfer process as promulgated by the New Jersey Civil Service Commission. And be it further resolved that remuneration is set at a rate of $42,665 effective December 18th, 2014. Mayor will need a motion.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Boncino, second.
Move.
Mr. Cattavania, any discussion? Call a roll.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania?
Yes.
Motion carries. I would ask Officer Martinez and his family to please come forward for the installation. I would have picked that chair.
Look, he's light, you could have done that.
There you go. I, repeat your name.
I, Daniel Martinez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the
and
people,
I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform the duties of police officer
perform the duties of police
in
officer
the Borough of Elmwood Park,
in the Borough of Elmwood Park.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's right. Oh. Your boy could carry. Sure. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
And finally, we have Resolution 410-14, appoint police officer Charles Keenan. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and is hereby appointed as a police officer in the Police Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Charles Keenan of Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that said appointment is in accordance with the intergovernmental transfer process as promulgated by the New Jersey Civil Service Commission, and be it further resolved that remuneration is set at $42,665 effective December 18th, 2014. Mayor will need a motion.
Motion, please. Mr. Boncino?
Second.
Mr. Patagano? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I ask Officer Keenan and his family to come forward.
I repeat your name.
I, Charles Keenan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and
to
allegiance
the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform the duties of police office
perform the duties of the police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Yes,
Keith? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on with our regular meeting. I believe there might be a repass downstairs, okay? And someone's walking around in the back, and I'd like to say something to that person who's paying no attention to what I'm saying. Officer Kinney,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much.
Coming up to you now, sir.
Officer,
Gathered myself now.
I love it. I love it.
It's the first time I made it practice in 5 years.
while she's hugging everybody, I just want to indicate that Officer Kinney is the first female officer in the Elmwood Park East Patterson Police Department. Somebody tapped me on the head.
No, that was Joe Randazzo.
She's done an excellent job. And
Good, thank you.
one of the things that I've always said is that if we have any female employees, it's been my position over the years not to give them a kiss. We can shake hands, but I don't kiss anybody who is a public employee here in the borough. But Ms. Kinney has done an excellent job, served the police department well, served herself well, and I want to personally thank you for all you've done, and that you've set an example for other females to join the police department and excel. And I also want to indicate, it's a little disconcerting to see a police officer stand there cry. But I think it's good. I think it's good. A round of applause.
Mayor, if I may just say real quick, not many people know this, that Officer Kenny and I worked together in 1981 and 1982 in Grand Union when it was up here on Broadway. Not to try to tell anybody what our age is, but one day Officer Kenny didn't come to work, and the next day when she came to work, I asked her where she was, and she says, "Well, I'm going to beauty school," and her hair was purple. I'm very happy that you became a police officer. Thank you, and good luck in your retirement.
Also, Debbie, you've been an excellent police officer. Debbie came to Italy with me. Mr. Barone and Debbie was in Santa Croce Camarina. And she was given a badge by John Fiorella, if you remember, the chief of police in Santa Croce. It was very nice. And we had a good time, right, Debbie? Beautiful trip in Italy. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. If there's anyone who wishes to leave the meeting at this point to enjoy some
Say a
food.
few words.
Oh, wait, anybody on the council want to say anything? I'm sorry.
Perhaps. Am I first?
Bobby is.
Yeah?
Bob, you want to do it? I do first. I get the privilege. First of all, I want to congratulate Mike Mulligan. I tell you, I'm very proud of you, Mike. You did you were so brave the way you arrest someone. It was tough, you were professional. And so, the things you hear nowadays, you gotta watch for your life. It really was very nice of you, very courageous, the way you did the arrest. Congratulations, Mike, and stay safe, all of you guys. And also for Joe Barone. Joe, you were an excellent traffic officer. I tell you, you did a good job. You were all over. I'm so very proud that you became now a sergeant. Your family is very proud of you. Your father, auguri ai Baroni. Congratulations, Joe, and I know you will do a great job. Thank you. And the new police officers, welcome aboard. Congratulations, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Mr. Dombrowski?
Everybody heard what I had to say to our retiring officer, Officer Kenny. Again, congratulations and good luck to you. To Mike Mulligan, I just want to say thank you for your professionalism. We all have been watching the news over the last few weeks, and this could have been different. And his heroism, his professionalism, and his training took over right away. And thank you for your swift actions. And to our 3 new officers, congratulations and welcome aboard. I'd like to mention that these 3 officers are also living in Elmwood Park, which is very good. And I very much appreciate that we have 3 new officers that actually that are currently living in Elmwood Park. Thank you again and welcome aboard. Joe Barone. Joe Barone. How could I forget Joe? Every time I have a problem with a traffic issue, who do I call? At the Ghostbusters, I call Joe Barone. Sir, obviously, I'm sure the chief's got plans for a new traffic officer. Hopefully, they've learned well from you. Again, congratulations, and well-deserved, and looking forward to having you in the ranks.
Mr. Bozino?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I think tonight, relative to the police department, we've seen a wide spectrum of what this force brings to our town. It started off with our Chief Feligno kind of outlining the department, the issues he faced as he came aboard, and how he worked with the council and with his team to build and rebuild our police department and rebuild that table of organization to make sure that the department can serve Elmwood Park and its residents. Starting with our new hires tonight, our new officers, Officer Medrano, Martinez, and Keenan, welcome aboard. Wish you much success. We also saw this evening a promotion, and it's really great when we see our membership rise up the ranks and take on more leadership responsibilities. So Officer Sergeant Barone, congratulations and best of luck to you in your new role. And again, in light of what's going on in our country, Officer Mulligan and the actions you took, I commend you again. I'm sure your fellow officers look up to that, and all of them could step into that situation and respond in a similar fashion. And finally, after a long career, Officer Kenny retiring, again, I'd like to wish her the best in retirement and thank her for her service to the borough. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Martino?
I voted for a watch for you, Officer Kenny, but they just said flowers, so that's what. To the 3 officers, good luck, be safe out there. To Michael Mulligan, probably 90% of the town was sleeping when he was working. When I go to sleep with my kids, I feel a little more comfortable knowing that this police force is there to help us. And, when we go to sleep, we just take it for granted that people are out there. They're out there. The stores are open. They don't close. And those are when the bad guys are trying to do things that, I guess, I don't know, self-taught or taught for another reason. But that's why everyone here and everyone that is in here, new officers today, I know when I go to sleep at night, I can sleep comfortably. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Officer Barone, good luck, congratulations. It's a well-deserved promotion for you. To our 3 new officers, I am very happy we have 3 new officers, and I'm sure that our town is very happy too, the citizens. Debbie, good luck. And flowers in your hand don't seem to, mix, but that's all right. And I did also watch her grow up in the Grand Union and wondered where she went one day, and now I know where she disappeared that day. And of course, to Mike Mulligan. I grew up in this town, and it always seems as though a Mulligan rose to the occasion on many, many times and events in this town. The Irish are the most decorated officers in the military in the United States, and he has shown his true colors. And as Chief Foligno said, it's a very difficult job these days, and there's a fine line as far as getting in trouble and getting it right. And I want to thank him for getting it right. Thank you.
Mr. Coletti?
Thank you, Mayor. To the new arrivals, welcome. We have a very safe feeling in this town. I'm sure you could sense that just from the council people here speaking this evening. Our police force sends us to bed feeling very safe. That's our tradition. I know the fact that you were selected, that you're going to join in on that tradition, and welcome. As far as Debbie goes, we all know that Debbie can talk. Am I right? Well, it just so happens I like to talk also, and whenever we got together, we had some lengthy conversations, and they were interesting. And yeah, I'm going to miss you, Debbie. I remember the first time I saw you, you were in front of my house. The kids were all at my house making a ruckus. You came and handled it very, very nicely, and I never forgot that. And may you go on and have enjoy balance of what you want to do now. Mr. Keenan, I'm not really starting to feel old now when I see these young boys that we were coaching in baseball and football, and they're here now protecting us. I see his parents here tonight. I know they're very, very proud, and rightfully so, and congratulations on your promotion. And Mr. Mulligan, this amazes me how you reacted in that situation. As my fellow councilmen had said here this evening, everything that's going on, your training, and to see that fellow with a hammer, and for you to have the coolness, the presence of mind not to overreact is really a tribute to what you are. So I'm still amazed in light of the current situation here, how you reacted, and I think you need an extra round of applause for that. You didn't overreact. Now, that doesn't mean in the future, you can do what you have to do, but you didn't overreact, and that's really something there. And I'm sure Joe Mulligan is very proud of his son this evening in the balance of the family, and rightfully so. Mayor?
Thank you. I don't know what else I can say. We've had 6 councilmen all give their remarks, and I concur with every one of them. And I welcome the 3 new officers. Congratulations, Joe. You've done an excellent job. Traffic is flowing great in town. And I'm sure it's all through you. So congratulations all. And a round of applause for our police officers in the back who came to show their respect. And a thank you to our police chief. So far, he's doing an excellent job, and I know he's going to continue. Thank you.
Go to your repass now.
You want me to dismiss the guard? You're going to do that?
You can.
At this time, I would like to dismiss the color guard. Chief, will you move in, please?
Yes, sir, Mayor.
Everyone stand, please. Mr. Kazmark, please call the meeting to order. Mr. Cameron is not here, but we will continue without him.
Okay, Mayor, we'll move on. We have four ordinances this evening under second reading. We'll begin with Resolution 411-14, introduce ordinance 14-26 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to fix the salary, wage, and compensation of the officers, employees, and servants of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey for the year 2014. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, December 4th, 2014, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to fix the salary, wage, and compensation for the officers, employees, and servants of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey for the year 2014 pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public, please.
So moved.
Boncino and Coletti, any discussion? All in favor, opposed? Anyone who wishes to be heard, please come to the microphone. If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion on the resolution, on the ordinance, please?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Martino and Mr. Coletti. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call,
You might be-
Councilmember.
Mayor, excuse me. I have something to say. Maybe the public should know the salary that we make, mayor and council, on the street always, we get criticized, we take all the money, the tax money. People should know, the mayor's salary is $5,500. The council is $5,000. This is really not a stipend, I guess, right? And for the work we do, that's peanuts. And many people are under the impression that we use this tax money. We spend all the money. Well, it's not true. Why do we do this? Why coaches coach kids for free? We do this for free. We do this with all our heart to try to help. Sometimes we criticize one another. Everybody wants to get to the flag first. We talk. But at the end, all of us work for the borough. All of us are faithful work. We don't take any money. This is it. Okay? The public should know that because I was at the funeral home and had an argument with this guy. He said, "What do you do to me? What am I doing to you?" You know, try to help. So, anyhow, I hope this is clear for the people who watch this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Edagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Motion carries. Our second ordinance on second reading this evening is Resolution R 412-14, introduce ordinance 14-27 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Elmwood Park entitled Traffic, and whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, December 4th, 2014, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Elmwood Park entitled Traffic pass on final reading. Need a
Motion, please, to open to the public.
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski, Mr. Pedagano, any discussion? All in favor, opposed, forward? Anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? This is the snow ordinance, snow plowing. And we're returning to what it was a few years ago. No parking on one side of the street one day and then move it over. So we're back to that, okay? Anyone wish to be heard? If not, I close the public portion. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Mr. Boncino, second.
Second.
Mr. Coletti, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Pedagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Motion carries. Also on second reading, we have Resolution R 413-14, introduce ordinance 14-28 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park," entitled Wreckers and Tow Trucks, and whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, December 4th, 2014, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park," entitled Wreckers and Tow Trucks, pass on final reading.
Motion. Anyone in the public who wishes to be heard?
Mayor, we need a motion to open.
So moved.
Bonsino and Coletti. Anybody in the public who wishes to be heard? If not, I'll close the public portion. I do want to indicate that this ordinance to have towers is very important because we allow anybody who meets the qualifications to be a tower in Elmwood Park. And Bergen County is now catching up to us. Just last week, or the week before that, they passed an ordinance in which anyone wishing to be a tower in the county and meets the qualifications, that will give them 1 week at a time. We divide it up by how many towers apply. If 12 apply, they each get a month, and so forth. So we're way ahead of the game. Anybody who wishes to do it, I think it's only fair that we continue to do this, and I appreciate the council going along with it. Roll call, please.
We'll need a motion on
Motion.
the ordinance.
So moved.
Motion, Martino, second.
Second.
Second, Bonsino. Discussion, all in favor? No, call a roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania? Motion carries.
One of those names that end in a vowel.
There's a delay in there.
There's a lot of those. Resolution R 414-14, introduced ordinance 14-29 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Amending Ordinance 2-63.5 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park," entitled Outside Police Contracting Service Fee, and whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, December 4th, 2014, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Amending Ordinance 2-63.5 of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park," entitled Outside Police Contracting Service Fee Schedule, pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
Motion,
So moved.
Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Mr. Martino, discussion? Anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Mr. Bonsino, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Martino. Excuse me, Patagano. Any discussion? I would just like to indicate that this ordinance increases the fee, the administrative fee, that goes along with any of our police doing outside duty. Each police officer gets a certain amount of money for this particular section of the ordinance. They receive $75 an hour, and we're increasing it for outside duty to $25 an hour so that the town can make some money. I would expect that this ordinance may bring in over $100,000, maybe $200,000 a year, depending. Call a roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania? Motion.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under the consent agenda, we have Resolution 415-14, approval of bills, Resolution 416-14, confirmation of escrow, Resolution 417-14, confirmation of payroll, Resolution 418-14, retirement compensation for Deborah Kenny from the Police Department, Resolution 419-14, authorization to execute memorandum of understanding with Keith Kasmark, Registered Municipal Clerk, Certified Municipal Clerk, Master Municipal Clerk, Resolution 420-14, resolution to refund overpayment due to tax appeal at 430 Market Street, Resolution 421-14, appointment for part-time gym supervisors with the Recreation Department, Resolution 422-14, resolution supporting gym use by volunteer coaching staff free of charge. Resolution 423-14, authorize release of road opening performance bond at 13 Grove Street. Resolution 424-14, authorization for removal of stale checks. Resolution 425-14, resolution authorizing the use of the all-purpose room and council chambers by the North Jersey Community Center of the Deaf Incorporated. Resolution 426-14, execution of an agreement for risk manager with Professional Insurance Associates. Resolution 427-14, redeem third-party tax lien, 618 Boulevard. Resolution 428-14, appoint temporary inspectors in the building department. And Resolution 429-14, appropriation transfers. And Mayor, I'd just like to note that Resolution 428 is in light of an injury that one of our inspectors sustained last week, and Resolution 429 is an appropriation transfers that has been recommended by the municipal order and the CFO. It was provided to the agenda today.
Thank you. Ms. Casmark, can you just delete 419? Put that on separately, please.
Mayor, we'll need a motion to remove it
Can
from
I have a
the
motion
consent
to do that?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Boncino, second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Coletti. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
agenda. On roll call to remove item 419 from the consent agenda. Council members Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania. Okay. Mayor, we'll need a
Keith, I have a question.
Sure.
Could you please define what a stale check is as opposed to a fresh check? I
A
guess?
check, it's a check that was prepared by the finance department, mailed out, however, never cashed.
Mailed out, never cashed?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there a time limit on that, Mr. Casman?
It ranges depending on what the check was for.
Okay.
It's usually after 120 days.
Okay.
We do them periodically. Normally quarterly, it'll appear on the agenda.
Do we make a phone call to the person or persons or company? Why they didn't cash it?
Finance follows up to try to pursue it.
Okay.
If there's no response, then they appear on this resolution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Casmark.
Mayor, we'll need a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Coletti, second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Dombrowski. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Coletti?
Yes.
Dombrowski?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Patagano?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Catamania.
Yes.
Resolution 419-14, authorization to execute memorandum of understanding with Keith Casmark, municipal clerk. Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park wish to revise and extend the memorandum of understanding relative to the employment of municipal clerk Keith Casmark, RMC, CMC, MMC, which was originally adopted on July 19th, 2012. And whereas Mr. Casmark was advised that the form and memorandum of understanding is satisfactory and approved as accurate. Now therefore be it resolved that the council does hereby approve and agree with the terms set forth in the memorandum of understanding between Keith Casmark, RMC, CMC, MMC, and the Borough of Elmwood Park effective January 1st, 2015. And be it further resolved that the council hereby authorizes the mayor on behalf of the borough to execute the form of memorandum of understanding, and be it further resolved that the chief financial officer be and is hereby authorized to coordinate the full execution of the memorandum of understanding.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Who moved that? Mr. Dombrowski, second?
Second.
Mr. Martino. Any discussion? Gentlemen, on this resolution, I believe it needs to be clearly explained, and I'd like to do that at this point. This resolution allows Mr. Casmark to receive a $7,000 a year raise for year 2015, 16, and 17. My comments are no reflection on the work that Mr. Casmark has been doing and will continue to do. My concern is everyone in town receives a 2% raise. This money, $27,000, over 3 years, for each year, it's a 54% raise. I think that's a substantial raise to give to everyone. I think the borough employees should get consideration on what they're getting. I think it's unfair. Your white-collar workers get 2%, that was even less than $1,000 a year raise. Your Department of Public Works received their 2%. They don't have any state law helping them. The police department got their 2% raise. In fact, they received the same exact salary increase that the the police received 3 years ago. So I think it's not fair that we give a sizable raise. It's going to be given to his administrative portion of his salary, not his clerk portion of the salary. He will still get 2% increase on his clerk portion of the salary, which would be a total of $9,000 for each year. And I think that's significant. So I just want people in town to know what this resolution is. Thank you.
Through you, Mayor, I just want to clarify that a 2% increase on my clerk's salary does not equate to $9,000 per year.
I'll clarify that, thank you. The
Please.
$2,000 is for the clerk position,
2%.
2%. Okay,
Mayor, if I may?
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to chime in on this a little bit, please, because Mr. Kazmark has been very helpful in us achieving $125,000 savings by going to the county health system, the Bergen County Health Office. He helped coordinate the meetings, he set the agendas up, and was very instrumental in that. Also, Mr. Kazmark will be needed to help manage the transition into the Bergen County. I mean, we have been without a health officer since October, and the first person people called was, either Michelle downstairs, and she had to come upstairs and talk to Keith about what to do. So Keith was really managing the health department for the last few months as well. And the other thing is Mr. Kazmark has been offered other governmental jobs in other positions in other boroughs as well as within the state. And he's not making anywhere near what some of the other administrators are making in other towns, and he has quite successfully proved it to us by handing to us as a council what other towns are making. As you can see, this is a very lengthy list, and in most towns, there's actually 2 people doing the same job as one, which is Keith is doing. And if I may point out, and I'm going to use the town of Carlstadt, which has 6,000 residents. Now, we have a little bit over 20,000 residents. The last census I think says 1904, but we have a little over 20,000 now. The town of Carlstadt, the administrator and the municipal clerk combined make $211,000. That's with 6,000 residents living in the town. The township of Dumont, again, 2 separate people hold the same job that Keith is doing right now. 17,000 residents, $230,000 combined salary. There's a town here that only has an administrator who's making $160,000.
It's got to be a clerk also.
Sir, nope, just an administrator.
Town
So,
house.
it's on the list. Make a long story short, I think that we have a gentleman here who has worked very hard for this borough, who has proven to us that he is underpaid as to what he's getting from what other boroughs are getting. And let's keep in mind that that the borough clerk and administrator is making less than a police officer who was hired the same year that he was currently hired. And he certainly isn't the highest paid department head. So please, if anybody thinks that, please don't believe it. And I ask the members of this dais, is there anything that I said that you either disagree with or that I didn't tell the truth? Mayor, we have to offer competitive salaries. We need to keep our people, and we need to attract good people. And that's the reason why we voted yes.
Mr. Dombrowski, we haven't taken a vote yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be a yes vote.
I'm voting yes.
5 minutes?
No,
It's over.
it's change the tape.
Okay.
Change the tape.
We have to change the tape, so we're going to recess. We're back on, we had to change our tape, I'm sorry about that. My comments, and this is difficult for me.
Mayor, may I
because-
say something, please?
Sure, you want to say?
No, I didn't know if you were going to be last, so...
Well, go ahead.
Okay. I've been on this council, it'll be almost a year. I've been respectful to everyone, and tonight, what was brought up is very disconcerting. I don't know the reason it's been brought up, but I gotta tell you, Mayor, this is the first time I want to say this, shame. Shame that we've brought this up on this camera like it was a secret. It wasn't a secret 3 weeks ago when everyone else found out. I'm not defending anyone, but I'm embarrassed that you have brought this up tonight when it was a unanimous, everyone on this dais, and I'm not name dropping, but there is one person here that was surprised it took so long for him to ask for a raise. The other person was happy that that's all he asked for. And everyone else, we were thrilled to have a person like him, A, protecting our town, and B, looking out for our interests. Does that mean we should open up our pocketbooks all the time? Absolutely not. But for what he asked for, I say shame that we even brought it up. That's all I have to say.
Anyone else have a
Can I
comment?
say something? We know he's getting 2% on his regular salary, his tenure, is a border clerk. This position, administrator, is a position that really we can eliminate at any time, the majority of the council. I know that it really is no security. Now, we felt, all of us, Republicans and Democrats, we all vote the same. We vote to accept the demand that Mr. Councilman made. Not total demand. We cut down. We negotiate the price. But let me tell you, I never knew anyone with so much talent in any aspects of municipality laws. Mr. Councilman knows more, as much as an attorney. He guides the mayor and the council to do the right direction when it comes to negotiation. He brings knowledge from what is a mayor today, Woodland Park. He saves us thousands of dollars. And really, giving him $7,000, we shouldn't even discuss it. He deserves every penny of it. He does a good job. He's always ready. He never refuses a phone call. Always accepts suggestion. Always talks to us. I don't know what else to say. He's very intelligent. He's brilliant. We cannot lose a guy like him to another town. I was afraid of that. Who are we going to get in this place? I tell you, I'm very happy to vote yes. And I think what the mayor is bringing up is mainly next year he's run again. He wants to build up. He wants to tell the people he saves money for the town. He looks at $7,000. He looks at pennies. He doesn't look back how much money he wasted in the past. Okay? And what do we have in this town? Guys, look. Look for yourself. Look, Garfield, Fairlawn, all these towns here, what they have. What do we have in Emerald Park? The same thing we had 44 years ago. Come on, let's see what we got in Emerald Park. This is ridiculous. To try to embarrass somebody here for $7,000. Thank you.
Anyone else? First of all, Mr. Martino, it's not a shame. The resolution that was read today didn't have any salary money involved in it, didn't say anything that related to an increase. And I think I'm helping to defend the other employees in the borough who are getting a 2% raise. This, although it's only on the administrative portion, is a 54% raise. It's 7,000, Mr. Catamagna, 7,000 2015, 7,000 2016, 7,000 2016. So that's $21,000 raise in 3 years.
You think it's a lot of money?
I'm
Mayor?
talking. I think it's something we have to consider, and it has no reflection. All those comments you made about Mr. Kaczmarek are correct. I'm not arguing that. We had somebody here before Mr. Kaczmarek who was just a clerk and handled everything. And you're going to disagree with that was the fact. And Mr. Dombrowski mentions Carlstead. My reaction to that is shame on them. I know the numbers that you reported about. I knew those years ago, where we had small towns with a clerk and an administrator given an enormous amount of money. The townspeople there should be going crazy. Small towns like that. And I don't think we have to follow other towns and what they give. I'm just making it very clear that I'm opposed to a $21,000 increase over 3 years. And I think that we may have some other people in town coming back and say, well, I want mine over 2%. And I don't think that's fair to them. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Coletti,
Yes.
Dombrowski,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Patagano.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Catamagna.
Yes.
Motion carries. Under departmental reports this evening, we have the Recreation Department report for November and December 2014, the Police Department report for November 2014, the Library Board minutes for October 20th, 2014, the Building Department report for November 2014, and the Municipal Court report for November 2014.
Motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Mr. Martino, second. Mr.
Second.
Dombrowski. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So ordered.
And Mayor, this evening under applications, we have the Elmwood Park, Patterson Elks, number 60, 50/50 raffle application.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Mr. Catamagna, all in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Council reports, Mr. Catamagna?
Yeah, last Tuesday, I went to the Board of Education meeting. Somehow, I wasn't feeling well. I got the chills, so I turned around, I went home. But I read the notes, and I saw the Board of Education is on the way to spend the final of the money. And the bids will be ready January 26, 2015. And the architect I have is DeCara Rubino Architects. They are located in Wayne, Galaxy Drive. Now they are inviting people to bid on the work. And some of the work that I saw here, it's unit van and boilers for the 3 elementary schools. Then we have the interior renovations for all the elementary schools, the middle school and the high school. The masonry work, repointing all the 3 elementary school. Also to do all the concrete work, footing. In other words, all the work, if people are interested to bid on a job, they should go to, get in touch with DeCara Rubino Architects. They're located in Galaxy Drive in Wayne, New Jersey. It starts from January 26th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's all I have, made.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Mr.
Feliz
Dom-
Navidad.
Buen año.
Buen año. Prospero año.
Mr. Dombrowski.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to once again congratulate the new officers and wish them well in Elmwood Park, as well as our retiring officer, Deborah Kenny, and Joe Barone for being made sergeant today, and of course, the heroism of Officer Mike Mulligan. A couple of weeks ago, we had the final vote by the Health Board to pass to bring in the Bergen County Health Services. So we will now be saving approximately $125,000 a year by doing so. We will no longer have one inspector walking around town. We could have up to 17 inspectors walking around town. So the choice that was made was very good. It's very good for this community, and I'm very pleased. Also, a few weeks ago, Councilman Bonsino and I were invited to the Library Board meeting to witness the movement of the adding the addition or whatever renovations they choose to do. I just want to let you know that they are moving at least in a direction. Not sure exactly which one it is yet, but they are definitely starting to move. And again, it was reported that the library will be having the Wi-Fi, and again, I compliment Danny Golobeck for pretty much spearheading that, and the Board of Education. I appreciate that. And other than that, I wish everybody happy holidays and a joyous new year. Progress.
Thank you. Mr. Valentino?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I again would like to congratulate Officer Kenny on her retirement. Thank her for her service to the borough as an officer. Also like to again commend and thank Officer Mulligan on his actions and the receipt of his award this evening. The promotion of Officer Barone to Sergeant Barone to fill a sergeant's position within our police department. And finally, again, welcome aboard new officers Medrano, Martinez, and Keenan. I'd like to make a point, this council, working with Chief Foligno, work actively to replenish the table of organization. The chief keeps us apprised of retirements and movements in the force, so we can make sure that the table of organization we established stays filled with the appropriate positions. It enables the chief to fill the power shift spots. He's going to reformulate a narcotics section. And again, it compliments the Chief Foligno for being proactive and really making our force a community-facing force for the borough. It's commend him for his leadership. The New Jersey SEM went out for bid for the gas commodity. Again, we purchase our electric and gas commodity through the New Jersey SEM. Went out for bid yesterday. I don't have the results yet. The strike price was just under 20 cents per therm. That, if they achieve that contract, that'll represent a price 5% below the price to compare, and it will be a 21-month contract. If they can't secure a contract, they'll refresh the bid and go out for bid over the next 2 or 3 week period. So hopefully early January I'll have a report on that auction. And then finally, last Friday, I attended, along with a number of other council members, the Ambulance Corps holiday party. And being a former member, it was good to go to that party. It's, the Corps works hard throughout the year as first responders, volunteering their time, often in harrowing situations for families or individuals when they're in need of emergency services. So it's good to be with them when they can kind of kick back, relax, and kind of reflect on the year and the holidays with their friends and family. So I appreciate the invite and wish them the best in the new year. And to all our residents, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a healthy, happy 2015. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Fidigan. Martino, I'm sorry.
Skipping me again, Mayor. The two things, the homeowners association, they're going to Mount Airy. Maybe somebody wants to go and gamble, get an early start on their Christmas shopping for 2015. Last night, myself and the mayor was there too. Donna Puglisi had a dinner for the coaches. Unfortunately, not all the people showed up. She had 30 responses and only about 14, 15 people showed up. It was very nice. I think it's something that everyone that's involved in the town, especially coaches, it was a little gesture of thank you, and it lasted about an hour. The food was good, and we had a few laughs, and everybody went home. Other than that, everybody have a good holiday, and have a good New Year. And I hope 2015 is going to be healthy for everybody, and we all get along. That's all, Mayor.
You can go now. Mr. Pedigano.
Thank you, Mayor. We had our tree lighting 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and it was quite a success in spite of the rain. The synthetic ice was a big hit. Hundreds of children were there, and it was quite active inside the rec that evening. So I want to congratulate Donna Puglisi and the effort she made and the success of that event. Also, I'd like to congratulate Gary Nova, who is a quarterback from Elmwood Park, from the Bombers, He received the Most Valuable Player Award for the Rutgers football team on Sunday evening. He holds the record now for most touchdown passes in a season with over 60. And there is also one more game left for him this season. It's the day after Christmas. I don't know the name of the bowl game.
I think it's the Insight Bowl.
The InSync Bowl? Insight Bowl.
Very insightful.
They play North Carolina.
They're playing North Carolina, so that ought to be exciting for Elmwood Park to watch. And that's all I have this evening. I just want to wish everybody in Elmwood Park a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a safe New Year. Thank you.
Mr. Clay?
Yeah, just to expand on what Councilman Pettigano was saying about that ice rink. That was amazing to see those kids skating, and there was no ice underneath it. I mean, I was taking a second look. Technology, technology, technology.
I thought it was mirrors.
Yeah. I would like to thank the Community News reporter Catherine Millsop for publishing a recent article entitled "Residents Reminded to Clear Snow from Hydrants." And just to fill you in on that article, in case you didn't see it, residents are responsible to clear the snow away from a hydrant if they live within 5 feet of a hydrant. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have an ordinance that states that. Very important for our safety, your family's safety, your neighbor's safety. And if you're on that corner or near that corner and that person living on that corner doesn't have a snow machine or the ability to clear that fire hydrant, go down a block and help them out. And this way, you're helping them and you're helping the community. Thank you, Catherine, for reporting that. We appreciate the exposure to our citizens that the newspaper provides. On Wednesday, I picked up a dividend check of $37,463. And Mr. Kazmark, if you don't mind turning around, it's 37 grand there. From JIF, our joint insurance fund, which rewards towns that offer less exposure to claims. And obviously, we're taking our safety training seriously. Let's keep up that good work. And from the rank and file members of the Elmwood Park Fire Department, they would like to wish all a safe holiday. And some tips to making that happen are shut off all your decorations before going to bed. And if you could pull a plug, it's even better. Keep the live Xmas trees well hydrated, keep them wet, and check all your batteries are working in your fire and smoke detectors. And on a personal note, I would like to wish all out there a happy and safe holiday season. Enjoy it. You earned it. Mayor?
Our truck is back, Councilman Tiff. Our truck is back, number 4. It's back in service today.
Thank you. Mr. Randazzo?
Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. My report is if you're a commuter and you use the bus stop or the bus stop on Route 46 across the street from the parking lot that's there, the bus hut is up. It's been up for about 2 or 3 weeks so that if it's raining, snowing, or whatever, the commuters can get in there. And it's taken a long time to do that, but it's finally there. And some people who live in the northern part of Elmwood Park, the Rosemont section, the public service is replacing a gas line that's through there. And it's making quite a mess, but they're cleaning it up as fast as they can. They're going to continue doing certain sections of town to replace those gas lines, and we will try to get that information as to when and approximately the time that is going to be done in front of your house or in front of your section. So that's important to the public service, but it's important to the community and the residents who should know exactly when that line is going to be done, because the whole street is blocked off that day. Lastly, this council certainly has the right to vote the way they want on any resolution. I have the right to express my concern and let the people know what's in the resolutions, and I feel no shame about it. I think what we have to do is speak out let everybody know, and they keep talking about open public meetings. I'm just trying to make it more public, and it's no disregard for Mr. Kazmark. I think he does a good job, and that's the job he does. Thank you. May I have a motion open to the public?
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski and Mr. Martino. All in favor, opposed, to order. Anyone in the public who wishes to speak, please come up, use our lectern, give us your name and address, and question. No one wishes to speak? That's fine. And may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Dombrowski, second by Mr. Coletti. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Second. Motion adjourned.
Mr. D'Amico.
I'm upset about this 40 pounds, I could get a new motorcycle.